TipTut.
Hello everybody and welcome back to TipTut. Today we are inside of Illustrator doing a bit of an advanced tutorial on how to create our own actions to incorporate into our workflow to save us time and to keep things moving when doing complicated and repetitive tasks. Now, for those who don't know, actions are basically a set of commands. You can think of them like keyboard macros that perform a series of tasks inside a piece of software to repeatedly make sort of the same action over and over again without having to go through the entire process. For example, I've been working on some isometric stuff recently and I wanted to create an action that steers, scales and rotates my artwork or whatever artwork is selected into different isometric planes. For example, I have 3 actions tied to the keyboard here, which turn flat shapes into isometric ones. For example, isometric floor, isometric left, and isometric right. And I have 3 more commands that reverse that again as well. So we can turn them back to their original shapes. Okay. Now, as you can see, when I'm pressing all of these things, it's actually running through the actions in the window here. And I'm going to take you through how to make these because it sort of stands in good stead of how to create a slightly complicated action. So I'm going to do that. The first thing you need to do, if you don't see this panel, is just go to Window and then Actions, and it will pop up. You'll probably see this panel though, and you'll see default actions, and there'll be a whole list of different actions down here. Now, there are some default ones which are quite useful, like reducing opacity to say maybe 60, like that, automatically. Just things that could save you a few clicks. But this really comes into play when you start making your own ones. So I'm going to take you through setting up some of these isometric ones now, and you guys can think of your own uses for this. The first thing you need to do is create a new action set, which is basically a folder to put all your actions in. I'm going to call this one isometric tutorial. And this creates a folder for you. You then need to start recording your new action. So we're going to create a new action here, and we'll call this one flat to floor, which basically takes any flat shape and turns it into the angle that you need for isometric shapes. Okay. In this case, the floor or ceiling on the shape. So I don't know what axis that would be. X and Y, I suppose. Anyway, you hit record, but if you want to assign a key first, you can assign it to any of the function keys with any combination of shift and control, and if you want to, you can give it a color as well. As soon as you hit record, you'll notice that this little record icon is grayed out and you can only stop recording. Don't worry, it doesn't take into account the time you take to do things, but it will take into account pretty much anything that you click inside of Illustrator. For example, if I wanted to create an isometric floor out of this shape, and I'm just going to spout some numbers here that sound like I'm making them up, but they're not. They've been sort of judged by people to create near enough perfect isometric art, I think to sort of 3 decimal points. So let's first of all transform this. So object, transform, and scale. Now I know to make isometric artwork, I need to first of all shift this down in vertical to 86.064% height, okay, non-uniform. And you can see when I do that, it's actually created a little scale option under the flat to floor here. So you've got all those properties that we just set in their own little action. The next action we need to do is to shear this object. So object transform shear, and negative 30 degrees will do for now. Obviously, if you're not creating isometric art, well, this doesn't apply to you, but it shows you how to construct your own sort of actions. Then object transform rotate and negative 30 degrees. Oops, excuse me. Here is something that is important. Whilst I'm undoing these, it doesn't actually undo from the action. So I can undo all those shapes I just made. And if I stop this action, they'd still be in there. Okay. So you have to be really careful when you're making these things that you don't actually make a mistake. So we can just delete that whole section and we can start again. We can call it flat to floor. Yeah, okay. And we can begin recording. Object transform scale 86.064%. Yeah, okay. Then object transform shear, and it's negative 30 degrees shear angle. And then object transform rotate 30 degrees, and that creates our first shape. We're happy with that now. We know that's an isometric shape on the floor. We can hit stop, and we've got our complete flat to floor isometric adjuster there. Okay. Now, that is it in terms of creating a complete action. If I now click this shape and then click play with this selected, it will do that to any shape that I've got. Like I said, you can assign it to a button if you want to as well. Mine's assigned to Shift F2, for example. But because I've just deleted mine, it's now actually just deleting those objects for me, which isn't very useful. So that's it. That's all there is to making an action, okay? You can do it for sort of anything. It doesn't just have to be properties. You can do it for exporting. You can do it for saving a document. You can do them in Photoshop. People use them often to take a bunch of images of a different size and export them all at the same size, that sort of thing. Have a bit of a play with it, see what you can do. It can actually be really powerful in terms of saving time. For those who want the full set of isometric actions that I've made, I've actually hosted them on my website. That's just tiptut.xyz/res.html. That will take you, or just go to tiptut.xyz. That will take you to the resources page, and you can actually download these actions pre-made from there. So if you want to do that, you're very welcome to do so and have some fun creating some isometric artwork. In the meantime, though, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's a bit of a weird niche one, but I just figured it out and I thought I might as well share the knowledge. If you liked it, let me know. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, all of that stuff that YouTube tells you to do nowadays. And hopefully I'll see you all next time on the next episode of TipTut.
Remember to subscribe for more tips, tricks, and tutorials. Thanks for watching.